Hello and you're very welcome to this video on economic indicators for junior cycle business based on learning outcome 3.9, and in this video we're going to look at what the national debt is and what debt servicing is and the effect national debt can have on individuals, households, businesses and the economy as a whole. So first up, what is national debt? We'll break it down. What does the word debt mean? What do we talk about when we're saying national? Have a think about it. Press pause the video even, jot down a few ideas, and when you're ready, press play to continue. So, national debt is the total amount of money that a country has borrowed. When a government has a budget deficit, what's a budget deficit again? The amount of deficit is added to the national debt. So pretty much what that means, a budget deficit is when you have a shortfall in the amount you're budgeting for a year. Sorry, to explain that better, if a government is planning to spend more than it's planning to receive, it's deemed to have a budget deficit. If it's going to earn more than it's going to spend, then it's a budget surplus. So if they're spending more than they're planning to receive through taxation and other means, they're going to have to borrow money to make up that difference. That amount that's borrowed is added to the borrowings they made from previous years, and that is what we call the national debt. So, can you think about what debt servicing is? If you've already done the learning outcome on government income expenditure, you'll probably already know this. So jot down your ideas, and when you're ready, press play to continue. So debt servicing is the payment of interest on the national debt. It is managed by a government agency called the National Treasury Management Agency. So what I want you to do now is I want you to think about what the effect national debt or increasing national debt would have on individuals or households. Pause the video now and press play to continue when you're ready. So if we have increasing national debt, then the government may have to increase taxes to pay for the debt servicing, i.e. paying off the interest on the national debt. This would reduce individuals' disposable income, i.e. the extra money they have left over after spending on their needs to pay for different wants and stuff they'd like to get. Government spending may also be reduced, which would affect public services accessed by individuals. So if the government aren't able to spend as much on different things for the people in society because they're having to spend it on paying back the national debt, that's going to have a knock-on effect on the quality of life of the citizens. So if you look at it from two perspectives there, there's the concept of government income. So governments are going to have to increase taxes to pay back the debt, and look at the other side of spending. Governments are able to spend less to pay back the debt as well. So there's then two lenses to look through. So pause the video now and have a think what the impact of increasing national debt would be for a business, and press play when you're ready to go on. So for a business, be similar debt to individuals, and that taxes are going to have to increase to pay for debt servicing. So increases on business taxes such as corporation tax, which is a tax on business profits, may have to increase. Consumers have less disposable income, as we learned in the last slide there, to buy the goods and services produced by businesses. That's going to affect businesses' sales, and if businesses are selling less, that's going to mean they're going to make less profits. If reduced consumer demand may result in job losses, well, this is a follow-on point. So if consumers are buying less goods and services, that means that businesses don't have to employ as many people. So therefore, they're going to let people go, which is going to increase unemployment, which is not good for anyone. Last but not least, folks, and based on that last point, this might give you a hint. Pause the video and think, is there any ideas of what the impact of increasing national debt would be on the economy? So one of the impacts would be we would have to borrow to pay for essential services such as healthcare or policing or for education. That's not sustainable. In order to pay for day-to-day stuff, governments should be able to be earning enough through taxation to pay for those things. Borrowing should only be done really for capital projects. What do I mean by capital projects again? So large projects that are going to last a long time. So say, for example, infrastructure. What do I mean by infrastructure? So infrastructure would be things that will support society. Say, for example, the delivering broadband across the country, or building a new motorway, or building a new hospital, for example. But cutbacks may have to be implemented which would negatively affect the economy. So if the government have to cut back or reduce the amount of services it provides, that can have a negative effect for society and the economy. Debt has an opportunity cost. What do I mean by opportunity cost again? So opportunity cost is the cost of something foregone. So if we're choosing to spend our money on debt, it means there's something else that we could have been spending our money on instead. So we could be building new schools, or giving more teachers, or having more doctors and nurses, for example. Infrastructure or capital projects may have to be shelved or delayed or cancelled, all mean fairly similar things, which have a negative effect on the economy. So say, for example, the government in Ireland have been planning to build an underground rail service called Metro North for quite a while now, but keeps having to delay the project due to not having sufficient funds. So, folks, that brings us to the end of today's lesson. So we've looked at what national debt is, what debt servicing is, and the impact national debt has on individuals, business, and the economy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, why not give the video a like? And please, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks very much for watching, folks, and see you in the next video. Bye now.